Hola y bienvenidos a la clase de 1110. Yo soy la profesora Carrie Steinberg, and this video is just to introduce everyone to the course and to go through the ELC course together so that you understand exactly where everything is located. So this is our homepage. My information is here. This is the email address you can contact me with. And you'll see on this home page, really the only thing you need to pay attention to is the announcements tool. This is how I communicate with the class, and you need to make sure if you see there's a new announcement to read it carefully. Please do read this first announcement. I did email the class with the same message, but make sure that you read it carefully. Here, if you go to content, you will find our different modules and folders. You want to start with the Bienvenidos, Start Here folder, and you'll see that in this folder you have a couple different categories: general course information, university policies, and additional resources. So general course information, you have a video where you'll be introduced to your teacher. This video, which you're watching right now, the syllabus and the daily course calendar we'll go over in just a moment, and the course policies video you'll want to watch as well. Let's glance at the syllabus together real fast. This is our syllabus. In the syllabus it discusses that Spanish 1110 is for people who have had previous instruction in Spanish. Please do make sure that you're in the right course. This is our textbook, especially since this is an online course. Most of you will choose to use the digital textbook, but you can purchase a hard copy of the book if necessary. Let's see, the goals. You need to read this all very carefully, but I just want to skim over it with everyone. So goals of the course are to improve your abilities in the Spanish language. That includes communicatively and also some cultural information that we'll be going over. Your grading criteria: we will have one midterm, one final exam, 2 oral exams, a final project, 4 quizzes, your homework, which is all done through the Connect platform, and then your participation grade, which is 50-50 between your Google Hangouts and the discussion boards on ELC. So again, we will be using 3 different platforms here. We'll be using the ELC page, Connect, and Google Hangouts on Air, which is also called YouTube Live. Your midterm and your final exams will be taken through Connect, as well as your quizzes. It's extremely important that everyone use the Tegrity program to videotape themselves while they're taking those quizzes. Without a Tegrity video, you receive a 0 on the assignment. So we will be going over each of these assignments as they come up during the semester, but please do be aware of how much each assignment is worth. Your participation, your homework, read this carefully. Things like what check my work is and how that can be used to your benefit. There's no late work accepted. However, you can turn in your Connect homework late for a 20% penalty. So if you aren't able to finish your homework one day, you can do it the next day, and it's better than getting a 0. Let's see. Make sure and treat each other with respect and be professional. You're in a university class. If you're sending me an email, I expect it to look like a professional email and not a text message. If you're videotaping yourself for an assignment, you need to make sure that your environment, your dress is all appropriate. Let's see, if you do need accommodations through the Disability Resource Center here on campus, please let me know as soon as possible. And the withdrawal date, academic honesty. This is a huge thing that we have to highlight in these online courses. Please understand that right here in red, the use of any translation program, online translators, copying information from websites, or consulting a Spanish-speaking person while completing these assignments is not permitted. This is why you're videotaped during your exams. You are not allowed to use any outside sources. Basically, the same rules for a face-to-face class. you wouldn't pull out a Spanish-English dictionary during an exam in a face-to-face class. You can't do so in this course either. If you have any concerns during the semester, you can contact the preceptor of the online Spanish courses or the Spanish supervisor. So that is our syllabus. If we toggle back here, I would like everyone to also get a look at the daily course calendar. So this is our calendar that's going to be really good too. You can even print it out and follow along in exactly what assignments will be due and when. So there's a couple different categories here. The first is what to read in preparation for the day's activities. So what pages of the book do you need to be focusing on? Then within Connect, you need to look at your homework assignments and which activities will be due when. Your participation grade, again, is based on your Google Hangouts, which are due on Sundays, and your ELC discussion forums. Usually the post is due on Monday and the replies on Friday. And here is when you'll have information about when quizzes and tests are becoming available. So as you'll see, you don't have any assignments due until the 20th after drop add. But then after the drop add period, you will have Connect homework assignments due every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You will have the discussion and the Google Hangouts in this column, and then you'll see your first quiz is not until the 31st of August, right here, Prueba Uno. So let's go back to general course information. And I believe we've covered all of that. Additional university policies and additional resources. Here's where you'll find in more detail the academic honesty policy, which again, I can't reiterate enough for this course. So far, I've taught this class. This will be the 5th year that I've taught an online course, and unfortunately I've had to take at least one student to the Office of Academic Dishonesty every single semester. So you want to be really, really careful, and if you have any questions about what is allowed and is not allowed in this course, please do not hesitate to ask. Here, if you need help with ELC, here, if you have need any information about accessibility and through the Disability Resource Center, here's where you're going to check your computer to make sure it's compatible with all the different platforms we're using. You want to read very carefully all the information about how to register for the Connect page. Again, this is where you'll be completing your daily homework assignments. It's also where you will be taking your quizzes and tests using the Tegrity video program. It's a lot of technology to get acquainted with, and that's why this first week you don't really have any assignments due, so that you can really take the time to get to know these platforms so that you're not getting behind due to technological difficulties. Here's a link to the Connect site, all the information you need in order to get registered and set up with that. Here's some how-to tutorials, all the information that you need, again, in order to really, really understand the Connect website and what it has to offer. After you read everything about Connect, you're going to need to get set up with your Google Hangout. So again, this is almost like a Skype conversation. You will pick a partner, and you will have once a week conversations with your partner, videotape them and send them to me. So again, it's another platform you need to get acquainted with. You have a little bit more time. Your first Google Hangout is not due until Sunday, August 26th. In that amount of time, you should be able to find a partner and practice the program and make sure that your assignment is turned in correctly. If you have any trouble finding a partner, please let me know as soon as possible. Look over the guidelines for these Google Hangout interactions, the grading rubric so that you know how these will be graded. Again, it's a participation grade, but I will be grading 2 Hangouts throughout the semester at random. And here's all the how-to information, so it should be pretty self-explanatory how to get it set up with that. The discussion forums is the other half of your participation grade in the class. You'll be posting 1 and replying to 1 or 2 discussion posts per week. Please read the guidelines for that and the rubric so you know how these will be assessed. There's some how-to tutorials for using the discussion board in ELC, and this is important as well. You need to know how to post photos and videos since that's required for almost every discussion, and if I have to download that information, I won't be looking at it and you won't receive full credit. So you want to make sure that you're posting the assignment correctly. Here in the weekly assignment modules is where you can follow along week by week and day by day to find out exactly what you have due that day. Again, this course is sort of set up like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday course. All your assignments will be due on those days except for the Google Hangouts on Sundays. So as you can see, we have, let's look at Semana Dos. You have assignments Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You want to really follow along and look at these assignments on those days, if not before. You have access to the assignments 2 weeks in advance, so you can work ahead so that you make sure and complete everything that is due that day. Weekly assignment modules. You have information about the quizzes and the tests. This is where I will post formatting information, general course resources. Here's some study help. There's some extra tutorials there. If you feel like you're struggling with a certain topic, please check this folder. If you don't find any helpful information, then you need to contact me and let me know. I'm happy to make an extra tutorial or answer any of your questions or even have a digital office hours session with you. We can meet up via Google Hangouts ourselves. Some tech support. Unfortunately, I am not well versed in all of these platforms in terms of fixing problems. So if you have an issue with the Connect site, with Google Hangouts, a technological issue, you're going to have to contact their tech support, and all that information is here. That about covers where everything is located. Here in the Tools tab, is another place where you can find your discussions. And we also use the assignment Dropbox for the oral exams and the project. So you might need to access the assignment Dropbox as well at some point during the semester. Hopefully that covered everything. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, adios.